I want only to have the bar and kilometer. I want kilometer back and only have numbers at the ends. Hello and welcome back to another episode of my Wonderdraft tutorials. In this video, I want to show you the overlay features in Wonderdraft. So to get to them, we need to go to the left panel and go all the way down and click on overlay. Here we will have 5 options. The first one is called trace tool. What we can do using this tool is that we can add any image on the map and overlay it. Let me show you. On the right part, we have select. This is where you get the image. And right now you will probably not see the folders, but I'm just going to choose an image from the folder. So for example, let's add this one. So this is the image that I used, maybe you remember, to make this land. But what I did was, instead of adding it with the trace tool, I imported it and made Wonderdraft create the coastlines for me. This time I'm adding it with trace tool. So if I want, I can manually go on top of it and create those coastlines manually. Or if you need to see some reference, if you need something to help you with color palette, anything, you can do it using this feature. And the adjustments bar here help to scale it, change the opacity, add some rotation to it. And one more thing that it can do is, by changing the blend mode here, you can tell Wonderdraft to not see the blacks. So it's going to be only like white. Not 100% exactly. It's a bit different than that, but I personally don't use this mode. Let me also demonstrate that. For example, so this is an image. It's all black and white, and I'm just going to change the additive and reduce the opacity. Now it's going to look like my map is stained. If you want, you also have this option. And to get rid of this, you can click clear and it will delete it, or you can reduce the opacity all the way down and you will not see that image that you added again. This is the grid tool. This is what I have been using on the previous episodes when I wanted to adjust the copied symbols. Maybe you remember, every time I copy it and using the grid tool, I will know where to level it. So how this works is easy. On the right panel, when you click on this, you see pattern, layer, size, line width, and color. For pattern, you have square, flat hex, and pointed hex. Let's start with square. Change the size, line width, line color, and now when we go back to the layer, now it's below the symbols, and now it is only water. You can also do it with the other ones like this. Change the size, change the color, change the width. And if you don't want this to be seen, you can just come back here and click none. You can also do it here as a shortcut. But if you do this, you will also lose the frame. So what does frame do? When you turn this on the right part, it will unlock frame, and you can choose any frame here. These are the default frames in Wonderdraft. You can also add frames. For example, let's go with this one. If you change the size of it, it will automatically adjust it. You can also change the color. It will not work perfectly with all the frames, but some of it will work, especially the plain one like this. So if you actually click on this eye to get rid of the grids, it will also remove the frame because it's also a part of the overlay. So make sure that before you export the map, you adjust it properly so you will not lose the frame. Another thing we can do is we can add scales. When you press create, in the center of the map, it will create us this scale bar. You can adjust this in any ways. You can increase the amount of segments, the line width of the bar, the width, the height, and how many miles or kilometers it will show. You can also adjust it here. For example, 300, 100 per bar. You can also change the title here, make kilometer. You can change the font size. You can change the font type, the font color, the outline of the font, the width of the outline of the font. If you change the font, you need to delete and rewrite this because it only adjusts the numbers when you change the font here. And if you want it to also apply to the unit label here, you need to delete and rewrite it. And you can also change the display style. For example, I want only to have the bar and kilometer. I want kilometer back and only have numbers at the ends. I want numbers one every other and all. So these are all the options that we have. Play with it however you prefer, however you like, find your style. Another thing you can also do, you can just delete all of this, make it none, and label it yourself. And how you can do it? You can do it by adding labels, which I will show you on the next episode. So this is how you add a scale. You can also change the colors of the bar here. So just like this, I'm going to add some colors. I can make it white, I can make the middle black, or I can make it just transparent. The third one is going to change the color of the outline. The first one is for one bar and the second one is for the other bar, and they will create a pattern. So if I, for example, make it like this, it's going to be white and red. If I make it like this, it's going to be black. So I think that's it for the scale bar. Now let's check the measuring tool, the best tool, the most fantastic tool in the overlay setting, in my opinion, the measuring tool. When you adjust and finish setting up your scale bar, if you use this tool, what it does is it allows you to measure the distance between 2 points that you choose or multiple points that you choose in your map. To use it, you basically press here, select 2 places just like this, as if you were building a road, clicking the left mouse button to add points and the right mouse button to end it. And by default, it will show you that length by pixels. But if you turn this on, which is use map scale units, it will measure it using the scale bar that you adjusted. So for example, if I want to go from here to here using this path, now I know that it is 22 kilometers. I will not need to take a pen and scale it with my eyes and check where is it. You don't need that. And or if you just want to fly directly, you can just do, okay, I will fly here straight to that castle with my dragon. 30 kilometers. Now I know. So I can use this information in my story. And if you want to remove this from the map, you can just basically click on clear. If you change this interval here, now there is 10 parts here. So if you want to go with, for example, let's come from here like this. And let's say we made this and we decided that there is something right here. Yeah, we can count it using those bars and know exactly where it falls on the map. So and know exactly the distance between all directions on the map. So this is another feature if you want to use. And you can also change it like 2, 5, 10, anything you like. I think this was all for overlay. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, also comment them below, because I will also have a questions and answer episode on this tutorial, and I will do my best to help you guys. And if I don't know anything, please let me know so I can also learn and develop myself. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and support, and I will see you on the next episode to learn how to add labels in Wonderdraft. Until then, happy mappings and take care.